The best websites care about loading speed. One thing to optimize are static assets like images. One single image that is not optimized can take up most of the loading side of your whole page. As you can see here, the single image has almost 5 megabytes, the whole page about a little bit more than 5 megabytes. So what can we do about it? Fortunately, there's a Vite plugin that's really easy to use, where we don't have to do anything. So first we're going to install vite-imagetools and then modify our vite config to import the plugin. The first problem is our image is way too big. We can set the maximum width to 400 pixels with this query parameter in our import and see that our image is reduced from 5 megabytes to only 35 kilobytes. We can additionally use a more modern format rather than JPEG. We can use AVIF that offers a better compression rate to reduce the file size again. We can actually improve on that again. First, not every browser supports the most modern image formats like AVIF or WebP, so we can ask multiple image formats. Also, if you have a smartphone, the image will not be displayed as big as on a big screen like a desktop. And we can also ask multiple image width here. And the last parameter here is as picture. The resulting HTML element looks something like this. And don't worry, it looks a little bit confusing, but we're gonna go through it. So first we have this picture element wrapping around different sources. And we have a source for each image type, AVIF, WebP, and JPEG. And the browser will just grab the first one it supports. Internet Explorer, for example, doesn't support AVIF, WebP, so we'll grab JPEG. Then we have the sizes attribute on each source. And the sizes is basically telling the browser how big is the image be displayed on the page. So for example, this one has 33 view width. That's meaning basically it's 33% of the screen will be the image width. And with that knowledge, it grabs the device width. For example, if we have a smartphone, it may be 500 pixels, and then apply that 33% on top of it and calculate the estimated picture width. And in the source set attribute, we have for each type 3 image widths. We have one image for 200 width, this is pixel, a second one with 400 pixels, and another one with 800 pixels. And then with the info of the sizes and the device width, it can then grab the matching or the most matching picture width. And down at the bottom we additionally have a normal image tag. This is the original image as a fallback. And this image attribute also gets the alt tag and something like loading lazy you put on your normal image formats. But of course, like the alt and the loading lazy gets applied to the whole picture. So if a source loads, it will also load lazy. And if we now test this out, so I have a responsive mode here with 720 width, we get 15 kilobytes of an image. If I increase the device width to 1500 pixels, then we get actually a double-sized image, 33 kilobytes. And how we can generate this picture element is we create a custom Svelte element, and here's how we call it. We pass the meta information, that's the import we used or I showed you before. Then we can pass the alt text and importantly the sizes attribute where we say the image width will span over 33% of the device width. And this is the component code for the picture element. We just export some attributes and create the HTML. You can take a closer look at this in the GitHub repo I link below. Thanks a lot to Ben and Krogan M, from which I copied some of the picture component code. And of course Jonas Kruckenberg, who made this library for Vite, and the people who developed Sharp, the library that actually transforms the images. And that's it. Thanks a lot for tuning in. If you have any feedback or suggestions, make sure to post them in the comments. And additionally, I host this app I'm building over the tutorials, SvelteKit tutorials. You can check out the link in the description to play around with it and see how it works.